Hello, my name is Alex Davidson. I'm with the Hobby Quest, and I'm going to be showing you the Frisbee. So this is our Frisbee. This is one of the most basic flying toys that exist. Almost everyone has played with a Frisbee at some point in their lives. So believe it or not, the word Frisbee is actually a licensed term. The technical word for this is flying disc. The word Frisbee is a trademarked name from the Wham-O toy company. So Frisbees have been around for a very long time. They have been used in sports, they're used with dogs, used all over the place. The record flight for a Frisbee is, believe it or not, 263 meters. That's a pretty incredible distance. So a little bit about how to fly this. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to talk to the kids a little bit about this, the way that it flies. It's important to show them that the way that this is shaped makes it fly the way it does. This is basically an airfoil. The way that it's curved at the sides and then it comes down. When it spins, that's causing what's called angular momentum. It's keeping it in place. So that's basically making it fly straight through the air, and it's not going to wobble a whole lot because it's going to be spinning really fast. So when you throw this, it's important to show them. You grab it just like that with your index finger pointing outward and the rest of your hand just grabbing it just like this. So what you do is you angle your body. So if I were to throw it in that direction, I would angle my body like this with my shoulders facing that way, and I would start from here around my other shoulder, the one that's not throwing, and I'm going to throw it straight in that direction. Something important to note is that your finger is going to point in the direction that you want the Frisbee to fly in. So if I'm throwing it this way, it's going to go just like that. My finger is pointing in that direction. So once you've done that, once you've shown them that, you can show them that if you tilt it, if you throw it like this, it's going to do a curved flight. And usually that's something that we don't want. Sometimes you'll throw it that way intentionally, you can make it curve around a bit, but usually you want this to stay straight, like that. Another thing is that kids will automatically just kind of throw this upward. They're thinking, oh, Frisbee, I want it to fly. If I want something to fly, I have to throw it up. So what happens with that is it actually becomes a little bit of a boomerang. If you throw it upward, what it's going to do is it's going to fly up and then come back down at the same angle. And that's usually not what we want. We want it to go straight. So it's important to show them that we throw it horizontally. We don't throw it upward at any angle. So when you've shown them all that and they understand how a Frisbee works, you can take them outside, you fly it around with them a whole bunch, and this is just a ton of fun to play with. You can play catch with each other, and you can, experiment with angling it sideways or anything like that. If the kids are having trouble flying this, it's important to be able to show them how to fly it correctly. I find that a lot of times when kids are flying this for the first time, they're not aware of how it works. What they'll do is they'll throw it with just not enough speed or not enough spin. If it's wobbling a whole lot while it's flying, it means that they're not spinning it enough. And that comes from your wrist. The spin comes from the wrist, distance comes from the arm. So it's both at the same time. You have to give it a little flick at the end. So that's very important to show them, and yeah, I think you're going to have a really good time flying this outside with the kids. So this flies best pretty much anywhere. You need a big space, of course. This takes up a lot of room, but if it's windy outside or if you have a gym, it's fine. It flies in pretty much any conditions. Unless you're in a hurricane, you can fly perfectly fine. So yeah, these can work in pretty much any flying condition.